Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Simply She Podcast Live. This is episode 64, Becoming an Unstoppable Woman, and this is the chapter name reveal, part two. I'm your host, Crystal Renee, and today we're going to be meeting more of my lovely co-authors, also giving you a sneak peek into the anthology and our chapter names, which we will be revealing momentarily. A few housekeeping rules. We're doing this thing live, so no pause, no rewind. We're unfiltered, so we're going to say whatever we want. But we also definitely want audience participation. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to go ahead and post that into the chat section. And we'll be reviewing those throughout the live, and we'll definitely make sure we get to those as we go through this discussion. But first things first, we are using StreamYard, so make sure you allow StreamYard access to Facebook or YouTube to be able to leave comments under your name. You'll still be able to leave comments if you don't do that, but we just won't be able to see who you are. So we like to be able to call people by their name and greet them. But either way, feel free to do that, and you can always revoke access to StreamYard at any time. Don't be shy. We love questions and we love comments. So I want to go ahead and just roll right into introductions, get this thing going. Whoever wants to go first, just tell the listeners a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and yeah, anything else you want to share.
Nicole, you look like you want to talk.
I always want to talk. Hi, ladies. I'm Nicole Curtis. I am born and raised in Holland, Michigan, and I am the proud owner and founder of Kapow Media LLC, and I am a powerhouse mindset coach, an empowerment women speaker, an author, executive contributor to Brains Magazine, and a social media mentor. And I'm so blessed and honored to be able to be here today. Thank you so much, Crystal, for inviting me as well as some of the other authors in the anthology of Becoming an Unstoppable Woman. And I help professional and entrepreneurial women own their inner power and speak their truth to live their best life.
Awesome. Thanks, Nicole.
You're just so cute and amazing.
Thanks, Hannah.
I'll go next. My name is Hannah Olivas, and I am the co-founder of She Rises Studios, and also the publisher, one of the publishers of this book called Becoming an Unstoppable Woman. I'm an author, speaker, and just super excited to be here. I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Awesome. Thanks, Hannah. Hannah's so amazing.
I'll go next. Hi, everyone. I'm Leslie Gaudette, and I am coming to you from Canada right now. I'm actually living a nomadic lifestyle, meaning I don't have a set place that I call home. For me, home is wherever I am, and I'm loving every moment of my life. I love being a part of this beautiful, amazing tribe of women and this new book anthology of Becoming an Unstoppable Woman. I am a mindset and emotional awareness coach for women, and I help my clients around mindset and emotional awareness to their trigger moments. I'm also an executive contributor to Brains Magazine, and now, of course, I am going to be contributing to this new book. Also, I'm excited to become part of this movement. We are going to be starting something because we are a force to be reckoned with. So I'm Leslie Gaudette, and I am so pleased to meet all of you.
Awesome. Thanks, Leslie.
I can go next. I'm Michelle Klein. I'm owner and operator of Klein Hospitality Consulting. I've had my business for quite a few years now. I was born.
Did we lose her? You gotta love technology.
Yeah, that's technology for you.
She'll come back in.
Yeah, she'll come back. Let's go to Madison. Madison, we're just introducing ourselves.
Sounds great. Hi, guys. Sorry I'm a little late, but my name is Madison Tanner Clark, and I'm originally from a small town right outside of Phoenix, Arizona. I also live a very nomadic lifestyle and just change my address probably once a year, and no one can keep up. But right now it's in North Carolina. I am currently a copywriter. I have my own writing business where I help entrepreneurs, mostly women-based. And hi. So I do blogs, I do marketing copy for people, and that's where I'm at right now. But the goal is to just do books for the rest of my life. That's all I really want to do, and not have to write anymore for anybody else except for me. So I'm very excited to be part of this.
Awesome. Thanks, Madison. We lost you, Michelle, but we got you back. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
Fingers crossed that I can stay on. So I'm Michelle Klein. I'm owner and operator of Klein Hospitality Consulting. I like doing that, like coming in and out. It creates some suspense. I was born in Argentina, and I moved to the US when I was a young adult. So I know adult life as it is here. I do process improvement, and I do coaching, and basically help businesses and people grow. And I started off by working in the hospitality industry, transforming underperforming operations and operations that were going through some crisis. And soon enough, I realized that I am not only helping operations as a whole, but I'm also helping people.
Oh, she's so amazing too. Hopefully we can get her back on. I think it's maybe something connection-wise on her end. So hold tight. We'll get that whole introduction from her.
Okay. Yes, no worries. So we'll keep right on rolling. I guess I'll bring up the rear. Crystal Renee, you guys know me. I'm a serial womanpreneur, author, speaker, and a business coach, and just happy to be amongst all these amazing women and being a part of the Becoming Unstoppable Woman Anthology. So I just feel really blessed to be in your company and to be able to share, you guys' knowledge with my audience as well. Looks like Michelle is back. I'm going to add her back in. Okay, Michelle, we got you. We got you back.
I swear I'm not doing this on purpose.
Did you want to go ahead and finish what you were saying?
Anyway, so what I was saying is I quickly realized that I was helping individuals, and that's when I got into coaching. So I do a lot of trying to unlock people's potential and allow them to figure out what the road looks like based on where they want to be in life. So that's me. I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I'm super excited about being part of this anthology as well.
We're super happy you're a part of it.
Thank you.
Yes, we are. So ladies, I want to kind of steer the conversation and ask you guys some questions. What is it that you've enjoyed most about this experience so far?
Who wants to go first? I think you're going to have to say.
Sure, I'll go first. So what I've really loved about this whole experience is that it's actually allowing me to start living this life, or actually becoming an author, an actual book author, because I had talked to Hannah about this recently, that I have a vision board, and it's about having, this best-selling book on Amazon. And so because of that, it's been amazing for me to actually be having that manifest in my life. So and another, obviously, one of the most amazing things is having this community of women come together and be able to support each other, because again, we can either support each other, or we can, try to put other women down while we try to rise to the top. And I always feel like when you're stepping over other people, you're really not doing anything good for yourself. And so I would rather bring people with me, bring the women with me, because I feel we're stronger together. We are a community, and I feel like I've said this before, and I said it earlier, is that we are a force when we stand together, and we can do so much when we do that. So yeah, I'm excited, and that's really been one of the major things for me.
Awesome. Madison.
Honestly, I think I enjoy writing in general. I made it a career, and so I also had a vision board for, I think it was 2019, where I finally had like the girl who read the book is now the woman who writes them, and now it's becoming true, and it's just very fun to like kind of experience that manifestation, if you will. But it's been really nice to write my chapter and kind of still work through the therapy part that I need to work through. I think all of us in our chapters are, working through something that has happened in our life, and you can't have a negative without a positive. And so something negative might have happened, but there's a positive ending to all of them. And just rediscovering that positive ending is always so repowering and re-energizing for me, because it's like, oh man, I went through this at this age, and you can stay sad for a minute and you can stay in those feelings for a second, but then you get to think of the timeline that you've experienced and the growth you've experienced. And so I've had my own like little regrowth in the process of writing the chapter. So that's been a lot of fun. And not to mention just, meeting so many different women from different corners of the world with their own experiences. It's always very humbling and very eye-opening to be part of something like that.
Yeah. Nicole.
I think for me, it's really, I've really grown within my comfort level of getting me out of my norm of my community and my audience, and just the everyday of what all that entails as being an entrepreneur. But I think for me, it's really, I'm getting to that level of where I've always wanted to get to that next level me, and to rise above and to rise up in that. And this book opportunity and the anthology with you ladies and the movement that's being created, and it's honestly like a dream come true. I have in the past spoke to my husband about wanting to be, an author and how cool that would be. But I mean, honestly, that wasn't on my vision board for like another 10 years or so. So to be able to have that vision and that dream come alive now, it's been such a challenge within myself of growing. And I love that. I love being better today than I was yesterday, and I strive for that every day. It's my mantra in the morning, and so I'm ready. Like, let's roll, let's rock. And it's just, yeah, it's been such an incredible journey. There's so many things and feelings behind it, but it's definitely an experience that I'm enjoying, and I'm absolutely and so excited to see where this movement goes in around the world and changing lives and that transformation.
Awesome. Thank you. Michelle, did you want to try and jump in? Uh-oh. I don't think we can't hear you. So Hannah, did you want to go while we see if Michelle can get her audio sorted out?
Yeah, so I think for me, one of my favorite parts of doing this anthology is to be able to work with such amazing women. We talked about this yesterday with you, Crystal, like from the outsider perspective, watching all of you grow, and you're sharing, like I said yesterday, you're sharing your gifts, your talents, you're being open, you're being honest to the world about how you became this unstoppable woman. So that's definitely one. The other is that I never imagined personally, and a lot of people don't know this about me, I was not in the field of writing or speaking or doing anything. I was kind of pushed into it when I shared my story nationally, and it just kind of went from there. Like, honestly, my background was beauty. I worked in the fashion industry for 20 plus years as a journeyman makeup artist. So when someone said, hey, do you want to write a book? I'm like, yeah, right. It was nowhere even a thought to me. And, I started doing vision boards and things, and but that was still not on my vision board. And literally overnight, it was just something that the universe said, hey, you're going to write a book. This is what you're going to do. And you're going to be aligned with the best of the best women in the world. And that's exactly what happened. I participated in other anthologies with other women who are absolutely incredible, but I feel like this is a family. I feel like our Becoming Unstoppable women right here, and there's 25 of us in total, we're just this family who united from all parts of the world to bring this gift to every woman. And so that's my favorite part.
Awesome. Michelle.
Sorry.
Oh, there we go.
So to me, a couple of things. One, I am a strong believer in having a tribe. When you have a tribe, it's easier for you to stay focused and for someone who has your best interest in mind to keep you grounded and to keep you on the right track. And on the other hand, what I found here is the sense of collaboration. I am an innate connector. I believe that there's in the mindset of abundance, there's enough for everyone. There can be millions of coaches in the world. There can be millions of CEOs in the world. You're not competing. It doesn't matter. We're all here to get a little piece of the pie, and there is enough pie for everyone. I believe in the universe, and the universe is immense. So what I have found different within this group, and I think that a lot of you feel the same way. I see Hannah that keeps on posting things about it too, is the sense of non-competition. We're here to make each other shine, and when you make each other shine, the light shines just brighter. So that's where my head is at. And writing, I've always wanted to write. I feel like there's a lot more that I want to say, but it makes sense to say it in little bites. But as long as I can encourage someone to take that next step, or that I can inspire someone, that just makes my day.
Awesome. Thanks, Michelle. And like you, I think for me, what I've enjoyed the most was the ability to collaborate with all of you ladies and some of the ladies who are now on the call. Just so many different women from all walks of life, and just be able to also learn from everyone and connect. My goal has always been to empower as many women as possible, teach them how to slay hard every day, hence the name of She and Simply She. And I think this anthology, I feel, is one of the first steps toward me being able to fulfill my mission and my vision that I set for Simply She, and being able to reach as many women as possible. And I think for us to have that amongst ourselves as authors is truly in alignment with my core values and what I want to achieve. And that's something that I will forever be grateful for. So I just want to say thank you to all of you for that. And I would also love to know what you guys have learned from this experience. How about we just go in the same order? Let's go with Leslie.
Ooh, what have I learned? Well, actually, I learned that I actually want to be a writer because I've been writing for many years. I just didn't realize that I'd been writing for many years, if that makes sense, because I do a lot of Facebook Lives and I write a lot of content. I create my own programs and trainings. And so I've been writing a long time. And then, of course, writing for the magazine. And I realized, as I said, I had a vision board many months in the making that I had been playing of being an author and having this best-selling book. Yes, and I'm so excited to be a part of this anthology. But now what I've learned is that I already have books, and I say plural because I already have 3 different titles of books that I want to write myself, which I never even thought was possible. This whole experience has allowed me to start realizing my dream of doing that. And that's just because I want to reach as many women as I can, not it's not because I want to be this great, amazing person, but I want to always show up authentically, but I have a voice and I know I have a message that someone needs to hear. And even if it's only one person, that's gold, because that means that person is going to influence one person and that person is going to influence another. And it's just going to be a trickle effect. So that's what I learned about myself, is that I really wanted to be an author, but I just didn't know it until it became a reality that I started manifesting into my life just by some of the things that I've been doing. So yeah, it's fun to actually learn something new about yourself.
Awesome. I think Madeline.
So I mean, a big thing that I've learned is that I think the old saying, birds of a feather flock together, is so true, because I have been writing for a few years my own blog on my website. And the number one thing that I always get back is like how transparent and vulnerable I can be on there. And it's like, yeah, I feel like it's easy. I just am able to write about things that have happened, or that I think that may not that be taboo, whether it be just kind of like unspoken of. And I'm very open and honest with how I perceive my world. And so a lot of friends and family like to always say that I'm very transparent, I'm very open, very honest. And then I'm just like, where are other people that are like this? I can't be the only one within like my little circle of the world that is like this. And then just seeing Hannah on, I don't even know what group it was now, just watching her, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna focus on you for a second, because I feel like we're on the same frequency, okay? And then I just get introduced to all these amazing women on this book, and it's like, okay, here we are. We're all together now. And it's like, transparency is a very hard thing to achieve for some people, and honesty as well. Even though we all appreciate honesty, not everyone wants to appreciate honesty, but I feel like everyone here does. And I feel like this is such a amazing lesson that we all, whether subconsciously or consciously, know as a group. And within our chapters, we're able to express that to the world, and hopefully be able to influence and inspire and just lift up anyone that really wants to start being more transparent or more honest within their own lives. It doesn't have to be openly and publicly even. A lot of people don't know how to access that part of themselves, and it's just amazing. There's 25 women who do, and we have this platform and this opportunity to show other people in general how to also unlock that. No matter what story we tell, it's all the underlying theme. It's all stitched together by having that honesty and transparency and just brutal acknowledgement of the world. And I think that's one thing I've really learned, that we all understand and that we all get to share with others. And I'm really excited for that part.
I think what I have learned the most is how flippin' good it feels to be me and allow myself to be all of that and not have to feel like I have to hold back or blend or, put on a front or a mask that I did for so long, not just growing up, but in high school and college and in the beginning stages of my marriage and all my careers that I was in, just wanting to be accepted and having that validation from other people to make myself feel good, and being part of this group, these women in this book, and watching everybody just step out and lead within themselves to then lead the world in this movement has really just, again, given me that next level me to be able to rise above and beat the odds and just love myself completely and fully and trust in myself to do what I believe God's given me the gifts to do, and being completely confident in that and not holding back.
Thanks, Nicole. Hannah, you're up.
So I think God, listening to all of you guys is so amazing. You're such talented women. Can I just sit here and talk about all of you? I think that all of you have such an incredible story, and the world is in for a real treat. You all have such incredible qualities and such giving hearts. So much. You guys are all so humble and so compassionate towards the need that we as women in society need right now. And I think that is just huge. I love the fact that we're all on the same page as far as collaboration versus competition. And like Michelle said, I speak about that a lot because there was a point in time where I was exposed to competitive women, and it can be very hurtful when really truthfully all we have to do is unite, because we're all on the, we're all on the same mission. We're really all on the same team. And I think that this book is going to show such a unification that's never happened before, but on a global level, and being the fact that each one of you is in a different part of the country and also in different parts of the world, we get to share a perspective from different culture, not just from the States, but also outside of the States. And I just think that the book itself is going to be a huge healing tool for many women. We have young women to mature, what I like to call mature, because I'm, older. I think I'm one of the oldest authors in the book. And we all have different insight. We all have different gifts, abilities, and things that we've developed to share how we are that unstoppable woman. And we also have like these young women like Madison, like Savannah, Nicole. No offense to the other women on the video right now, but just we're, Crystal, you are you're an amazing force. I don't even know if you realize how amazing you are, but I get to see that from this side, because I've gotten to read the chapters. I've gotten to interview each of you. And even like me and Michelle, we were supposed to have this interview on the phone. And I don't know if you remember this, Michelle, but we did this call and my grandson was here and chaos happened literally to the point to where I could not finish the phone call, and Adriana took over. And she was like, Mom, because Adriana's my daughter, she was like, Mom, you're gonna love her. She's this amazing woman. And and as time went on, we added to our anthology. I'm like, all these women are incredible. That's the gift to me. That's the gift to the world, is that we were able to align all of us together to share our journey. And I don't even know if that was the question, but that's my answer.
I think that's all right with all of us, and we appreciate you so much, more than you know, and your words they are so just I'm like, seriously, you almost brought me to tears yesterday, and now I'm almost in tears. So I'm gonna pass the mic to Michelle, so that she can we're discussing what we learned.
So I think two things for me. And here's the thing. I am a person that thinks about we as opposed to I. So the two things that I can share with you, I believe it's not just something that are things that I have learned through this process, but everyone within the process has learned too. One is the fact that we could all kick fear in the butt one more time, right? I'm an absolute introvert and I would never be doing this. I would never be sharing stories. But on the other hand, the force behind me wanting to fix and me wanting to help is so much greater that I'm able to step out of that comfort zone, or that fight fear and kick fear in the butt. And then the other thing that I feel I've learned through this process is that once again, the law of attraction, the universe is telling us everything you've visualized for God knows how many years, it's coming to fruition. And whether it is that you pave your own way, or You just, throw it out there with such powerful thoughts that it's coming back. So whatever you're doing, continue doing, because it's happening.
Yes, absolutely. I think for me, just simply, and it's like I knew this, but I think that this process, this journey with you all has really solidified it for me. And that's learning about and experiencing the power of amplified voice, the beauty of collaboration, and how like in connecting, it really highlights our wonderful differences, but also how much we're actually really the same, and how we can better actually celebrate that, and how I can celebrate that for myself, and also be able to communicate that with the women that I encounter on a daily basis. However, and all of us encounter really, but for me, it's just being able to raise that up and just really be able to show the power of collaboration and working together. So I think lastly, what I wanted to ask everyone was, what's the message that they want to impart to the audience? What do you want to share with people? Leslie? You're on mute.
Okay.
Nope. Oh, there we go. Yep.
Okay.
Oh,
This has been.
wait, you're mute again.
This is a test, ladies, about dealing with the virtual world during a pandemic. So for all those watching and listening, this is the real deal. But we're still going, and we're still unstoppable. We're still gonna reveal these chapters. Nothing's stopping this from happening today. Dang it.
Nope. Okay, we'll come back. Let's go to Madison.
So were you talking to me, because I couldn't hear you? There was static. You were asking me a question?
Oh, yeah. So
Okay.
we were saying,
I couldn't hear anything you were saying. Sorry. So what was the question? What was the question? Sorry.
Yeah, it was no problem. It was what message do you want to impart to the audience?
Oh, wow. So this is really important, and it's actually close to my heart, because I feel we've talked a lot about women empowerment. One of the things that for myself, I'm probably one of the oldest members of this anthology. And so I guess I've had a little bit more life experience, especially when it comes to being around other women and trying to make my way in the world. I know there was at one point in my life, I know that a lot of women would say, yes, we support each other, but actions would speak differently. And then I think over time, and especially as I've been involved in what I do, and being especially involved with this group and with becoming part of not only the She Rises family, but also just other amazing Facebook groups and just different communities, I've found that really there are women out there who are heart-centered and really want to empower each other and really want to lift up and support each other. But it took time to find that, because I think there was a lot of fear around that if I help you, then I'm not going to succeed. And I think once I started seeing that happen, it really, really brought like such joy to my heart. For me, I think the message I would want to impart especially is, I know, Michelle, you talked about being an introvert, and I know that there are a lot of women out there who not only are there, you don't even have to be an introvert to feel this way, but to feel like you don't have the support of other women in your life, because on social media, our life is like on display to the world. And so I think if I was to say one thing is, there are going to be people out there who have an opinion. They're going to have something to say about how you look, how you talk, your message, whatever that is you're doing. Maybe they knew you before and now you're something different. You're someone different because you're leading a different life. Is just to remember that it's just their opinion and that we all have one, and it doesn't make it have to be true about you, because of who you were and who you are. Who you were does not define who you are. It's just part of your life experience. Who I was, some of the things I've done in my life, I'm not so proud of, but who I am today, who I live from and for today, is so much more powerful. And I know that I'm a much better woman, more well-rounded, and I love myself fully without judgment or criticism. Could never say that before, but now I can. And so if I could just say one thing, it's just allow yourself to know that there are going to be opinions out there, but that doesn't have to be true about you. And you don't have to listen to that, because the only voice, the only person that has a right and the privilege to judge you is the person that's staring back at you in your reflection. And hopefully you're not judging, but you're uplifting and supporting yourself. So yeah, that would be my words of wisdom if I could impart on someone. At least even if I said only one person hears it today, then it's still one who can then pass it on to the next person, and so on and so on.
Awesome. Thanks, Leslie. We'll go to Madison.
So, I think probably the one thing that I would like to impart wisdom on, if I may, is it kind of goes with my chapter in a sense, and it's so cliche. I kind of hate when people say it because I'm like, okay, everyone says this, but like, it really is okay to not be okay. If you're not fully yourself yet, that's fine too. If you don't know who you are yet, there's no time frame, there's no limit. Kind of what Leslie was saying of just like, when things will things will happen when they happen, and it's okay. You don't always have to have your own timeline of things. And I mean, as a 25-year-old single and travels wherever I want to go, my parents are like, when are you having kids? When are you getting married? And it's like, that's your timeline. That's not my timeline. Not yet. And it's okay that I don't want that just yet. And it's okay if I never want that. And it's okay for other women to feel the exact same. It's fine for men to feel that way as well. And I just think with my chapter, not giving too much away, but it talks a lot of just, there's a lot of emotional things that you go through in your life alone, whether you know it or not, whether people are there for you in a sense, like physically there, and they want to help as much as they can. They can't help what goes on in your brain. You can have a therapist, you can have medication, you can have all the resources at your hands, but really, you may not be okay at the end of that. And you might have love and support, you may not. And it's okay if that doesn't work for you. You work for you. And you just kind of have to be there for yourself, be your own best support system, be your best warrior. Going off what Leslie said again, it's just, it's okay to not be okay. And it's okay to crash and burn. It's okay to be at the top and then fall down from that. As long as you're willing to keep going, at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
I'm up.
That's Nicole.
Man, I have so many things that I would love to say, but I think the one that's speaking to me the most today here as a message is to give yourself give yourself permission to do whatever you want to do and to dream big, whatever you're desiring of wanting to achieve, whatever that looks like. Just give yourself the permission to go ahead and chase it. And in all honesty, just stop trying to get validation and pleasing from other people. And really, I want you to look in the mirror and I want you to smile at yourself. I want you to tell yourself that you're beautiful, whether right now, if you believe it or not. I want you to start creating that habit daily, because if you do that for 30 days or even just 20 days, I guarantee that that inner deep part of your soul is really going to start speaking out even more. You're going to start hearing it louder than what it currently is right now. And I want you to listen to her because she will guide you. She's going to lead you because you are unstoppable. You just have to fully believe and trust in yourself. That's the only thing that's standing in your way. And it's just so, that's just kind of the message that I want to share, that you don't have to get validation or respect from other people. Get it to you from yourself first, so that then that can overflow and love and serve the people that are around you in your community, whatever that looks like for you.
Thank you. Hannah's up. Okay, can hear you.
Okay, let's try this one more time.
There we go.
I hope for me when women pick this book up that they, number one, they realize they've been unstoppable all along. That we all have a power. We all have this amazing power within us, and that our reason for putting this book out there is to help them realize that we're giving them the tools from different perspectives. I hope that all women who read this book gift it to someone that they love so much that they couldn't imagine them not having this book in their hands. And I hope that all women realize that they're worthy for whatever they want in life, that they're worthy of abundance, they're worthy of gratitude, they're worthy of everything, and that they can design the life they want to live, whether that means they're happy with the job that they have, they're happy with how they look, they're happy with everything. We don't want to have women comparing themselves to one another anymore. We want them to be unstoppable in their own lane, and that we're going to be riding parallel together, not doing zigzags trying to knock somebody off the road. So I hope it shows like the unification. I hope it shows the love and the compassion and the kindness that we have as a group and our gifts to the world. And that when women see this movement, because that's exactly what it is, that they're going to want to be a part of that movement, and that women know that they're enough, that we are enough right where we are. Like you all have said, it's okay to fall, but do you get back up or do you stay down? It's okay to make mistakes. Leslie talked about you're not the same person you were a year ago, and people's opinions shouldn't matter. People's opinions, for me, go in a chuck it bucket, and that's where they stay. I don't pick them back up. I don't even try to even fathom the idea of why they have that opinion, because if I did, I'd be crazy. And so I hope that we teach women like to be their own hero, also known as shero. But at the same time, when they're downtrodden, when they're tired, when they don't have any more will to go on, that they have an army of unstoppable women behind them, pushing them to go forward. It's just, it's about not giving up. To me, this is not about a monetary thing whatsoever. This is a gift, and the rest follows. Like Michelle said, there's this big pie, and there's enough for everybody to have a slice of it. And that's how we need to view each other as women, and really, honestly, humankind. If we could all come together and just give each other, the world, a big hug, it would be so different, so that's what I'm hoping happens.
Awesome. Thanks, Hannah. And Michelle?
So from my end, what I'd like to share is just the fact that you have 25 women from very, very different backgrounds, different upbringings. We do different things in life. We speak differently. We think differently. But at the end of the day, I believe there should be enough validation on the fact that you have 25 very different women telling you, this is how I did it, and sharing tools or different ways or strategies as to how you can do it too. So if that's not empowering enough, I don't know what is. So my message is just get the book and find out.
Amen. I think just to close it up, my message is that we're all badass women, and you don't have to wait for anyone to tell you that, and don't forget it. Just be intentional about the people, the things, thoughts, influences, the energy that you will let into your life, and if it doesn't align with you, then let it go. Keep it. That gives you the lift, and the momentum in life, that momentum in life is what truly makes you unstoppable. So I really want to really quickly, I know we've had some folks join us, and I'll open up for questions. So people who are watching, if you have questions, you can drop them in the chat. And while we're waiting for that, I would love for us to go around and we can go in the same order that you're speaking. If you wanted to go ahead and drop your social media handles and websites, whatever information you want to impart to the audience, would love for you guys to do that. I'll start with Leslie. Leslie,
So what she just said, because I was able to read her lips, I don't know how that happened. She was saying if we can go around and say the name of our chapter, starting with Leslie.
Yeah, absolutely. So the name of my chapter is Time How Taking It Back Saved My Life. And literally it did, because I allowed my time to hold me at hostage. I was a slave to my time, and I didn't have a life. And so when I finally realized that it was up to me to make changes in my life that were going to empower me, that's when I took back my time, and my life literally changed. And I hit the ground running, and I haven't stopped. So that's the name of my chapter. I'm excited for you to read it. So please don't hesitate to buy the book. Buy the book for you, your sister, your mom, your grandmother, your cousins. You're going to love it. A lot of great, amazing women. They're going to be sharing some things I can't wait to read. Thanks.
thanks, Leslie. Madison?
So my chapter is called How We Keep the Faith with PTSD. And PTSD is a very real mental illness that is not just found in soldiers in war. It is found in a lot of people, and you're looking at one. And I'm sure many of you might even have it and not even know it. So my chapter is about my road with PTSD, essentially, of just trying to figure out and navigate how and why this happened. And just one of those things where I'm very extroverted. I was a cheerleader for 8 years. I was a professional dancer. I am a very out there kind of person. I'm very bubbly and excited and happy. But all the while I was living with PTSD. And it's a very hard disease to get through. It's a very traumatic one that literally imbalances the chemicals in your brain. And I promise it's not as boring as it sounds. I kind of dive into a situation where I found myself face to face with a very real terrorist attack that happened in New York City when I lived there. So, and how I've dealt with that in the years since. It's just one of those chapters where it's like, you're not alone. I'm also here. And even your best friend could even be there and you not even know it. And yeah, so I'm very excited for people to read it and to feel like they're not alone, and to have kind of like a little virtual hug from me if they can relate to this.
Thanks, Madison.
My chapter is called Choose and Decide, and it is exactly that in regards to becoming an unstoppable woman. I'm not going to go into so much detail because I want you to not just read my chapter, but all the ladies' chapters. But basically, it's what road are you going to travel? Are you going to live? Are you going to fight? Or are you going to flight? Are you going to live in victim mentality, or are you going to fight for yourself, for your life, and for your future? And I'm really honest and bold in my chapter because I've I've had a rough upbringing. I've had a lot of traumatic events and things happen to me personally in growing up and becoming a woman. Um, and I'm a prime example of what it looks like to fight instead of flight. And I just want to empower women to love themselves enough, give themselves the permission, create boundaries, self forgive, so you can step forward and start taking your sword, slaying your demons, and living your best life.
Awesome. Hannah.
So, my chapter is called Living a Life Without Limits. And the reason why I chose to name my chapter that is because we are the only ones who put the limits. I believe that a lot of us have come from a place of experiencing limiting beliefs, childhood trauma, things that we couldn't control. And so my hope is that when women read the chapter, that they will know they're the only ones stopping themselves. It's not anything else or anyone else. As a person who lives with a chronic um, illness, I still live a very limitless lifestyle. And I want to teach other women to be able to do the same thing. I might not be able to control the outcome of what's happening to me, but I can control how I live my life.
Thank you, Hannah. And Michelle?
So my title is Win or Learn. I don't believe in failure. I believe that when you go through difficult times, we all have them in any shape or form. You have to transform, you have to evolve, you have to grow. And all of that is what learning does. Learning allows us to become someone or something different. And as long as we realize that we don't have to see failure from the perspective of boo-hoo, poor me, this happened to me, but from the perspective of being able to realize what it is that this particular situation taught me, so that I don't step on this rock, or I don't have this barrier moving forward. I feel that transformation happens when you're able to knock those barriers down, learn from it, chin up, and move on.
Awesome. Thank you. And the title of my chapter is She Wasn't Afraid of the Fire. She Was the Fire. And for me, I've gone through a lot of experiences where I felt like I was being thrown in the fire. And, I was afraid to talk about a lot of my experiences, a few of them near death experiences even. And what I realized was that, I didn't care. I actually was coming back stronger each and every single time. And so what I want to share with women is how to do that. There's nothing in life that says you're going to have a perfect life and everything's going to be puppies and rainbows. And so just giving them tools, no matter what you're faced with, you're able to come out stronger on the other side. So I greatly appreciate all of you all coming on the live today, and thank you so much for sharing your chapter names and sharing a little bit about each and every one of you. Guys, if you're listening, whether you're going to be watching this now or later, for more information on how to connect with each one of the authors, you can visit the link in the show notes for episode 64. And that's going to be at isimplishe.com/podcast. Again, that's isimplishe.com/podcast. If you'd like to join a collective of women dedicated to being empowered and becoming the best version of themselves, then you can also join the She Army Facebook community, and that link is also in the show notes. I really hope that you guys have found what we shared to be helpful today. Make sure you guys go out there, get a copy of the book, and read all of our amazing stories, and hopefully it gives you some inspiration. to become a better version of yourself and be unapologetically you. And remember, you too can conquer if you slay hard every day. Thank you so much, guys, for coming on.